These 10 fragrances keep going all day and night, and these are what I would call stress-free fragrances. These are not ones where you have to worry about carrying a decant with you and reapplying throughout the day, or carrying the bottle with you and reapplying at lunchtime. You could spray these on in the morning before you leave, and they're going to keep going well into the evening when you get off work and head straight to the bar or out to dinner, wherever it is it may be on a Friday or Saturday night. You just don't have to worry about these, and I think that is something that a lot of us look for, even if we may not realize it. Because when you look at one of the main critics of most fragrances out there, one of the main issues, it's one going to be within the community, generic and basic smelling, but usually runner-up is going to be performance. Maybe performance is even the #1 thing that people are most critical about. And if you can have something that you just don't have to worry about it with, it gives you much more enjoyment out of this hobby overall. Now, I am not saying that you shouldn't wear things that don't last forever and ever. There are many times and many uses that you can use a weaker performing fragrance for, and I've said it before, there are some benefits. If you want to switch out your scent later on in the day, you can do so without having to wash it off. Start your morning off with a weaker performer, something nice and fresh and invigorating, and then around lunchtime, maybe you change and go do something else. You can just apply something else. Chances are that first one's worn off after about 6 hours, and you can just jump on to the next thing. There are many uses for them, but we're not covering those today. We're covering scents that just keep on going. I will provide links to these down below. I do have a mailing list you can sign up to. If anything I talk about in here is currently out of stock or it's a little bit hard to get, if you get on that list, anytime something like that comes into stock, I send out an email alert so you guys can get one for yourself. Let's get it kicked off with the newest from CH Men, or from Carolina Herrera, from the CH Men line. It's CH Men PASION. So this one, I've already done a first impressions on. So far, the best release of 2023. So far. We're not even halfway through yet, I understand. But out of all of the new 2023 releases I've smelled so far, this is one of the best ones, if not the best one. It brings a lot to the table. No, it doesn't smell like Prada L'Homme or Prada L'Homme Intense or Dior Homme Cologne. Doesn't even really smell like Dior Homme Intense, Givenchy Gentleman EDP Valentino Uomo Intense. It does have iris, but it has a lot of myrrh, olibanum, smoky, creamy woods going on as well. It's a different take on the ever so popular and trendy iris DNA, and I think that is very, very, just overall, likable about this, because it's offering something new that, you know, we haven't really gotten yet within this DNA, at least for a while. So I think this is one that should be on a lot of your guys' radar. If you like iris, you're going to like this one. And once you can get this one for below retail, it's going to go crazy, I think. Even at retail, $104, I have zero issue paying that. I would pay it again. But everyone loves to save money, myself included. Once this one hits discounters, I'll send out an email list for you guys and you'll be able to scoop it up. It's going to be amazing. If this ever gets down to the regular CH Men price of $50, it will be mind-blowing. It might not make it quite there. This one's an eau de parfum, a little bit more premium. Might be around 60, 70, maybe 80. Who knows? I'm just guessing there. Regardless, anything below that $100 price point is going to be a steal. And this one also has had great performance on me so far. Again, like I mentioned, eau de parfum. This one keeps on going. Next up, for about $22, you can have LATTAFA ASAD in your collection. Now, this is a Dior Sauvage Elixir clone, and that one itself will keep going all day and night into the next day. However, you're paying a premium. At discounters, $140, $150, $160, even as high as that for the normal standard size bottle. The 100 mils are well over 200 at retail and probably right around 200 on discounters. So it's an expensive one, especially for a designer scent. I mean, that's niche price. You could get a Mancera, 2 Manceras for the price of 1 Sauvage Elixir, which is crazy. Now, Sauvage Elixir is great, but so is LATTAFA ASAD. This one also has great performance. It keeps on going and at a complete fraction of the price. Next up, Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. Now, this one has the signature Kulfi, cardamom, and vanilla accords, but with more focus on leather and suede. So this is actually a little bit more of an interesting masculine take on the eau de parfum, the original Noir Extreme, which I've never gotten the best performance out of that one. I've been unlucky with it. Some people get great performance out of it, just hasn't been me. The Parfum has fixed that issue. And it also, to me, is a little bit more attractive in terms of, okay, I'm choosing something I want to wear when it's cold outside and I want something with a little bit more depth and richness, I'm going with the Parfum over the original any day. And that performance factor is a nice cherry on top. Prada Amber Pour Homme Intense. Now this one's all about the patchouli, the amber, obviously, a lot of lavender, a lot of myrrh. It's sweet, it's classic, it's masculine. You know, this is very much a gentleman scent. It's completely different than Prada L'Homme and Prada L'Homme Intense and everything like that, so don't get them mixed up. This is not going to be for everybody. It's a little bit more challenging because it's not your new style of men's scent. You know, this is a little bit more old school, has a little bit more of that throwback feel. Not too bad though. It still kind of maintains the soapy Prada smell somewhat, but heavy focus on patchouli. If you're not into that note, you're not going to like this. That being said, great performance out of this one, great quality, right around $100 on discounters, but it's a great buy. Currently, this one here, next up, is right around $80 for 100 ml. It's Mugler's Angelman, the original. All of the beautiful, amazing flankers have been discontinued. Pure Malt, Pure Havana, Ultra Zest, Crypto Mint, or Crypto Mint, whatever it's called. Yeah, something like that. What else? There's Pure Wood, Pure Coffee. There's a ton of them. They were all amazing bang for your buck. And at one point, a lot of them were around $50, $60 when they were in stock and being produced on discounters. They were around that price. Now, that just is nowhere near the realm of possibility. Even the original flagship one has been going up in price just a little bit. That being said, it's a great one for the price. Even still at this current price point it's at on discounters. It's all about the coffee, patchouli. There's some leather in here. It's sweet. It kind of has this tar accord type of smell, smokiness, chocolatey nature. It's very much kind of gourmand leaning, but in a different way. And this is not for everybody as well. It's a little bit challenging. It's not maybe what you normally think of when you think of a men's cologne. That being said, it's one that could be beneficial for that reason if you do want something different. It's been out for a while. Most of you guys have probably smelled it, you know, but if you haven't, it's a good one to check out. Great performance. Now we'll go over to a cheapy one here. Bentley for Men Absolute, right around $35. It's all about the cedarwood, pink pepper, papyrus. There's some olibanum in here as well. It is very dry, woody, smoky, and spicy, and I love everything about it. To me, even opens up with a little bit of a rum boozy accord, which is interesting because it's not listed, and I don't think I've heard too many other people talk about it. You don't really smell it off the dry down, you know, just smelling it off the atomizer, but the opening, it's not a perfumer's alcohol smell either. It's literally like a sweet, whiskeyed rum, kind of spiced rum smell. It's very interesting. I really like it. Now this one smells quite a bit like Gucci Pour Homme 1, although that one's discontinued, very hard to get. This is just a great DNA. Again, a little bit more classic, but it has great performance, and for the price, I mean, you just really can't beat this stuff. Next up, one of my all-time favorites, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Man, you know, this is kind of the flagship of my collection. It has everything that I look for, and that's part of the reason why, even after going on 6 years now, I've been obsessing over this for that time frame, even after adding so many other things to my collection. This has always been one of the top ones for me. It's a Parfum concentration. You know, when I first started out, I didn't know that I liked Parfums the best generally. I had no idea what I was even doing when I was first starting out. Over time, I've come to realize that Parfums wear the best on my skin. I like how they behave the most. This one's a Parfum. It's kind of an aquatic, fresh summer scent, but with a dark, smoky twist. I love my summery, fresh scents, my aquatics. I also really love my wintertime incense, patchouli, smoky scents. It's a combination of both. It has great versatility. My fiance loves it. Just the compliment factor, everything about it is spot on. It's everything I look for. Very boring to some people, I understand that, but it's got great performance, it keeps on going, and it's a no-brainer for pretty much any circumstance. This next one is also very challenging. Gucci Guilty Absolute. Some people hate it. Some people say it smells like Band-Aids. You know, it does have an animalic kind of interesting smell. It's really all about the leather, the cypress, and the woods. It smells like a tire shop. It smells like a mechanic shop, I guess, maybe just as a generalized description of it, because it kind of smells like, not even necessarily like tires, but it kind of gives you that same type of feeling of tires and grease and things of that nature. It sounds very bizarre, but it's done in such a cool, interesting way. And this is Gucci doing what they do best. It's going out there and putting out some things that are just really quite weird. You know, I mean, this is not a mainstream scent by any stretch of the imagination, even though it is in the mainstream Gucci Guilty line. There's a reason why this is not going to be around forever. Most people hate it. You know, the community people, or some you will find that really like it. It's kind of a love it or hate it one either. Not too many people in the middle. Very polarizing. But it's got great performance. It is unique. It's all about the leather, and it's a really cool take on it. Running down to the end here, we have BVLGARI Man in Black. Now this one has tobacco. It's got rum, some spices, I think a generalized spices note, cinnamon, if I didn't say leather as well. But basically this is Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette all grown up. That's kind of the best way I found to describe it, because it very much does have that OG Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette DNA, but with more focus on an actual boozy accord, which you don't get from the Spice Bomb, and then some leather, some other notes to kind of tie it together. And yes, it is still very spicy, but it backs off on it a little bit and supplements some other things to smooth it out, make it a little bit more creamy and rich, and ultimately more grown up. Spice Bomb is a guy in his early 20s in college having a good time. Man in Black is that same dude, but he's, you know, 25, maybe 30, starting to settle into a career. Maybe he's going to be thinking about having kids and things of that nature. This just has a little bit more of a well put together, grown up feel. Does have great performance, and it's one of my favorites for wintertime. And last up for this video, AZZARO The Most Wanted Parfum. Really unique, kind of fizzy grape soda opening off of this one. Must be how the ginger plays along, because it's got, in addition to that ginger accord, some bourbon, vanilla, and woods. One of those 3 note breakdown ones. You know, it's kind of the trend. It's how it goes these days, but it's really all you need to know. Slight boozy tinge from the variety of vanilla that's used here. A lot of woods going on, cedar, sandal, things of that nature. Even a little bit of a kind of a cashmere wood to, you know, kind of to my nose in the base. And then that opening is the best part. It's so unique, fizzy, bubbly, bright, and it sounds weird. Grape soda smell drying down to something sweet, but it works really well. Very smooth transition. It's fun to smell that opening. You know, it just smells great. Bubbly, uplifting, fun, playful. And I don't know, I just love this one. It's got great performance as well. It'll keep on going. Really, it's a unique take for what it is in this line, and I'm glad that we have it. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for me. 10 fragrances that just keep on going. You don't have to worry about these. You apply them in the morning, you're going to be set for the entire day. Let me know some that you would pick for this video down below. Links will be down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.